Welcome to the Fairly Relatable Podcast. You're thinking it, we're talking about it.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hey,
How are you, Jess?
I'm good. Honestly, I'm fine. It's Saturday.
Are you?
Well,
Kind of
how's your Saturday going? I feel like I've already had a really long weekend and I'm not ready for the week to start.
I know.
It just feels like this weekend's been like rush, fit it all in, and then there's not going to be a lot of downtime.
I know. I hit the ground running today. Client, and then rush to dance, and then rush here, and then I'm going to rush from here to next. Yeah. Which, I mean, it actually segues into our topic.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really does. Yeah. Let's talk about emotional life hacks. No?
I thought it was
Nothing?
emotional boundaries.
No, well, it's the same thing. They're kind of one and the same. The boundaries are the life hack.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Wait, really quickly. I just feel like in our last episode, you couldn't understand or hear a lot of it. So make sure you're talking into the mic.
Talk very close to the mic.
Talk very close to the mic. One day we're going to have those mics that wrap around for us.
That's right. Sooner rather than later, we will.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want to touch on some.
This has been on your mind.
It's been on my mind. And actually, I want to say, I'm a therapist. I learn a lot from my clients.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Like,
Yes.
So clients bring these ideas to me as well. And I'm like, okay, these are huge. Like, they're so great. They're so helpful. I mean, we did an episode not that long ago on like more just like day-to-day life hacks, right? But this is more mental in the mind.
Okay.
And it does involve setting boundaries.
Okay.
Because literally, we're both sitting here talking about how just crazy the weekends are.
On the weekends, it's like, it's this fine line between like, I just want to do nothing, but I also want to like see our friends and do things with our kids and like maximize our time. But then you're just depleted. And then like you said, the dance and the sports and the this and the that. And then before you know it, you're back at it.
Monday morning rolls around.
Monday morning.
Have you seen a meme or whatever it is where it floated around a while back where it was like, Beyonce has the same number of hours in the day as you, like make it. And I'm just like, stop. Like,
wait, but like, why?
She has so much help.
So much help.
So much help. She's not making, I shouldn't, Beyonce, if you're listening, I know you might be. I don't want to assume you're not making all the meals in the home, but my guess is she's not. My guess is she has childcare all the time. She has people who can go run errands, run to the bank for her, take her kid to dance. So no one compare anybody to Beyonce.
Yeah. Do you know who Stassi Schroeder is?
Stassi? Yeah.
Wait, you do?
Yeah.
You actually know?
Yeah. I'm not an idiot.
Well, you don't want. Who is she?
Live under a rock.
Who is
She's on
she?
a reality show.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't she friends with a Kardashian? Isn't she friends? Or no, that's the other Stassi. Stassi, she's Vanderpump, right?
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
She was, excuse me.
Oh, that was like a whole scandal. She got fired for racist remarks.
Oh,
but
that's
like,
not good.
Well, that's a whole nother story. Never mind. Anyways, she just wrote a book called You Can't Have It All. And I was listening to her on a podcast yesterday, and it's kind of along the exact same lines of what you and I have been talking about, only we don't have the platform she has.
Not yet.
But like, we have the same concept of you can't have it all.
No.
Like, you can't do all of it with your kids and have everything you want in your career and do all the things. But like, also, I loved her point was, like, I don't want it all, because in order to have like the most successful business, you are then taking away from other parts of your life. And there's this, she talked about it, and I've heard it other places, where if you look at somebody else's life and you think, God, I wish I had the business, just like to pick one aspect, the business they had, or you're like, I wish I had the family they had, then you'd have to like give up your entire life and step into their entire life. Because in order to like have that business, they've made sacrifices other places. And it's like, would you also be willing to have those sacrifices? Like, probably not, maybe.
Not.
I don't know, but it's interesting. But like, the truth of the matter is, like, you can't have it all. Because even Beyonce, she doesn't have it all. Like, I want to be more, I'm saying she's not hands-on with her kids, but I'm assuming since you can't be in two places at once, she's not as like involved in the day-to-day that I do want to be involved in. But
Yeah.
my tangent, that was my
Yeah, no,
tangent.
it's valid. It's a relatable tangent. It reminds me of just kind of like the human brain and people. I view everything in terms of a pie chart.
Okay.
And I feel like, it's like our capacity in the brain is kind of like a pie chart. So let's say someone's really, really intelligent, like they're like a astrophysicist, like super smart, and they kind of like have that. A lot of their pie chart is dedicated to that. And so they might not necessarily be like the best at like, I don't know, bedside manner or people skills or like reading the room or social skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really has it all. That was also a random tangent.
No, but it's along the same lines of you can't have it all. So I guess
Pick your shit.
pick your shit. But trying to do it all or fit in as much as you can. Let's just get
It's
into your emotional
exhausting.
boundaries.
Let's get into it.
Let's get
So,
into
and this
it.
one's like super, super on topic.
I'm like peeking.
I like my writing is like chicken scratch and a lot of abbreviations that only I understand. The first one, eliminate one big hassle a day. Let me give you guys an example. If you are on the PTA board or the school board or whatever, and you are struggling because you're like going nuts because you have way too much going on, get off the PTA. Like, look where you
Okay,
can
my
shave off
first elimination is homework. My children's homework. Done. I don't want to do it anymore.
There you
It is
there you go.
I can't eliminate that though.
Well, but you can give it to them. Like they
No,
need
they're
to
too
be.
young.
Oh, so are you doing your kids' homework?
I'm not doing my kids'
Hey.
homework, but my fourth grader, I'm still like supporting her through her homework and the entire process. And it's a lot of homework.
But then so you can't shave off that, but there has to be something else. And you
I'm
really
going
have
to push back on this. I'm going to push back on this. If we go through my day to day, like what am I eliminating?
Well, we would need to sit down and like write it out, and we're not going to do that right now.
Let's just take a minute.
Oh gosh, I need like a whiteboard to write on.
I don't do that much stuff, but the stuff I do takes up time.
There has
Right.
to be somewhere where you can streamline and shave off something. And again, these are emotional life
thinking, I don't
hacks. They
know.
don't necessarily all apply to everybody, but there are things to think
What
about.
would you shave off?
I just keep thinking about my pig Georgie and what a pain he is.
Oh, okay. That you can. Should I get rid of my dogs?
No, you do that way too much. Jesse's on like round 70 of dogs. Just kidding.
Think like 4.
But yeah, you look at your day, you look at your week to week, and okay, maybe I don't need to be volunteering in the classroom as much as I am.
Don't do it.
But okay, right. So you need to take this life hack and tailor it to your life.
But like, I don't want to do the grocery shopping. There has to be food in the house.
Can you do
I don't want to
delivery?
do.
Can you do like Vaughn's delivery for an extra like $4? It's huge.
I like Trader Joe's. I can't shave off homework. I can't shave off running them around. I can't shave off that someone has to make dinner. Granted, Ben will do a lot of this stuff. I can't shave off having to go to work. I can't. I'm just like, show me where.
I just think you're just shit out of luck. Sorry.
I think a lot of people like we're just running around crazy to get in the necessities. Maybe it's like shave off one hassle a week.
Fine. Great. I'll take
Okay.
it. I'll take it.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll report back.
Report back. Let us know how it goes. Here's a big one. The group text things.
Yeah, I know that's
things.
been like weighing on you.
Well, I just have a hard time keeping up and I want to be keeping up. I
Right,
want to
I
be like
know.
showing up 100% in every group text, but I can't. But some of the group texts, obviously are going to kind of be higher up on the list of like the hierarchy of like a priority. But if it's too much, like if you're on these group threads with just like random groups of people or like maybe I almost said in-laws, but like you have to, you have to triage what you're going to respond to and silence them.
Okay, wait, I have a really funny story.
Mute the group texts. It's huge.
Okay, I have a funny story.
Let's hear it.
I cannot use names for this one. So I have a friend who texted me during the week and was like, I just got put on a group chat with 24 other parents.
This is case in point. This is what I'm talking about.
And she said, like, basically, what the actual fuck am I supposed to do with this? Because if you leave a group
It
chat, it
shows.
shows you left, right? And it's like parents from the school or parents from a sport activity or parents, whatever. And so we went back and forth and like, can silence it? Can you mute it? Can you this? Can you that? And then she sends me a screenshot and it says, left the group chat.
She did it.
She was just like, I'm out. And I was like, you know what? Good for you.
So what she did, Jesse, is she shaved off one big hassle a
She
day.
sure did. Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
just,
win this one.
just the like chutzpah to be like, I'm out.
I'm
and you're
out.
all 24 of you
Are gonna know it.
that I am out.
Did she send a peace sign with it?
She should have.
Bye.
It just showed like the little message that she had left the group chat. And I was so proud, but also like I just couldn't, I would never be that ballsy. I wish
Yeah, no,
I just could not care less, but
Yeah, I will say too with that, like if I'm not nervy enough to like, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. It's not like I'm too good for this group chat, but it's like if I don't have the time to devote to it that it deserves, or maybe doesn't deserve, depending on the chat, shave it off. But I say set the precedent from the beginning. Like decide how much you're gonna get involved in that group thread
but if
because
somebody says to you like, hey, we're doing this and this and this for the soccer team. Would you like to help? Like, you're like, oh, sure, of course. But like when it comes down to it, you're like, but not in that way. So like, can I be removed from all of this commentary?
well, and
I would just like try to silence the text or just ignore it. But I loved that she was out.
I love it.
It was so
I
good.
know a lot of people that do that, and more power to you.
Yeah.
Anyone that leaves a group thread is just like,
Someone to admire.
yeah, yeah. It's not me, but I,
No, we just talk about how annoying it is.
and group threads are helpful in a lot of ways, but there's those random ones where it's like, okay, I don't need to be a part of this. Leave it off. It's okay. It's okay. And that segues into my next one. We don't always have to say yes.
No,
The
I
people
know.
pleasers really struggle with this, but sometimes we can just say, no, that's not going to work. Crickets?
Well, I'm looking at you because I know we're both
I'm like,
guilty
I
right
never
now.
do it. I never do it.
I
You just have
know.
to protect your time and set boundaries. And
It's
okay to
really
say no.
hard. So it's interesting because I know you like very strongly identify as a people pleaser,
A recovering people pleaser.
a recovering people. Your behavior today was not recovering.
Well, I'm in recovery.
Wait, so is
A
your
work in progress.
is your phase of recovery right now just identifying when you are people pleasing and the idea?
I'm admitting I'm a recovery.
I'm currently people pleasing, but at least I'm acknowledging it's happening right now. I can recognize the behavior.
Yeah.
That's the phase we're in.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, why don't you? And you're like, no. I don't want to rock the boat. But I think, what was I saying? Oh, I wouldn't say I'm a super strong people pleaser, but there are people I will lend more towards pleasing than others.
Totally.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hot flash. Sorry.
Fan it out. So there's some people where I can easily be like, that's not going to work. And then other people will kind of like waver. And then other people where I do just people please all the time. But I think people pleasing for me, I people please more when I feel insecure or not as safe in that relationship.
100%. Because again, people pleasing in a way is self-serve. It's not in a way.
Not
it's
in a
very
way.
self-serving.
It's
It's
very
not actually, it's about like, yes, we're accommodating the other person, but what it's really about a lot of the time is like, I just don't want to feel the icky feelings I'd feel if I didn't say yes.
Right. If I upset that person, I don't want to deal with that emotion. So I'm going to say yes.
Right.
1,000%. So like, you're selfish.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. I'm selfish. We're selfish.
We don't more selfish.
We need to just say no more. I think I say no. You are very kind.
I'm working on it. I'm getting a lot better. And literally it's not even there's things I want to do, but just don't have the time to do.
Well, and I
So,
think that's a big thing too. I think you're very much in a phase
yeah.
of I'm depleted and exhausted, but I don't want to not be doing these things in my life as well. So
Right.
it's not that you don't want to do them and you're doing them anyways. Like you want to
Right.
do them, but you're also depleted and need rest time. So it's
Totes.
unfortunately we don't have 36-hour days,
No. we don't.
unlike Beyonce. Or help. Like, could
We
you
just don't have the
imagine? Wait,
help.
let's just like imagine you wake up in the morning, someone makes all the meals,
Oh.
someone's cleaning your kitchen. I just walked into my kitchen and oh my, like, my sink, just like knowing that's out there is anxiety provoking. But someone makes the meals, someone cleans the house. You literally just have to, someone goes to the grocery store for you. Someone's going to meal prep your week. You have a night nanny if you have a baby. Someone brings you the baby if you need to breastfeed. Somebody, whatever. Or you have a nanny in the afternoons that like gets everything done with you and helps with your kids and does all their homework. And you just have to do the stuff that like you want to focus on.
Right. Yeah.
That would be so nice.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
Yeah, but then those people, I mean, we all have shit, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
But that would make the
I
days
don't think
easier.
I don't think money buys happiness, but it sure as shit solves a lot of problems.
So that saying money doesn't buy happiness, I have like a love-hate relationship with that saying because can you be rich and miserable? Absolutely. Have we had times in our life where we were doing better and then times where we were doing worse and like, yeah, the financial stress is awful, but like overall, you still have stresses in your life no matter what. But money buys freedom.
Yeah, it does.
And freedom
Buys happiness.
leans toward happiness. So
Yeah.
money doesn't cause sadness.
No, I don't know. But then again, more money, more problems.
Just because it was in a song.
I mean, I think it checks out.
I don't think so.
Well, it depends because I mean, and I've met with a lot of like very well off people, clients included, and they say like issues are just proportionate. So let's say, I'm struggling to make a $3,000 or $4,000 mortgage. They're having to make a $15,000 more. It's just proportionately bigger.
So you're cool. No more money for you. You're happy.
Yeah.
You would turn it away.
Oh man, I would take it.
Oh, okay.
I would take it.
Okay.
Yeah. Look for opportunities to not get emotionally hooked in to anything. I feel like we use so much of part of the reason we're so depleted, at least part of the reason I'm so depleted, is just getting emotionally hooked into shit that I don't need to get hooked into. So it's sort of like,
can you give examples? I like this one.
I can't think of like a concrete example,
but I
know
like a really little example and then like a bigger issue.
I mean, can you?
Well, I need a minute. So
do I.
Okay, so like a bigger one would be like
family drama.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a family issue or like
whose issue is this? That's what we do. We need to ask ourselves, whose is this?
Or even like an interaction maybe with like a parent or something where you're just right. That would be like a bigger one because that brings up like triggers and stuff from the past and like you're just feeling it on many levels. So if you can emotionally keep yourself out of that space, that's oh my god, that's so freeing.
It saves like so much emotional energy.
Or okay, how about for a small one? Oh my god, just like driving out of the neighborhood behind someone who's going at a snail's pace. And you're just like, get to the main street.
Yep. I was literally thinking about that. First of all, as you were talking, but also on the way here, we were stuck behind a truck that was taking so long. And you know what? I could have been like, and gotten all like angsty about it. And I was just like, whatever. Like, it's going to be okay.
We're going to get through this.
We're going to get through it.
Yeah.
So it's those little things. We have to pick and choose where we're going to expend our emotional energy because, we only have like so much of a battery, the emotional battery.
I'm going to go deep for a second.
Do it.
So in the past, not even year, unfortunately, almost a year, I've known a couple people, one being a family member and one not, who have passed away young. And it's breaks my heart. It's really hard for me to wrap my head around how horrible things can happen to such good people that just light up a room. It's been really hard for me to just like reconcile in my brain how it's real and how it's true. And it really like haunts me at like 3 a.m. I've been having a really hard time in the middle of the night. These people will come into my mind and and you know, when it's the middle of the night,
Yeah.
everything's so extreme.
Yep. The anxiety's like,
Yeah. So, but I was talking to one of our friends about it the other day, how this just like it's just like really, I'm really struggling with it. And I mean, the point is, and it's not to like minimize what happens, but it's like me putting that emotional, like, I don't even know the word. It's not bringing them back.
right.
Right. So at
Yeah.
like some point when we have this emotional reaction and we're not able to process through it, we're just hurting ourselves at that point.
Yeah.
It's not, but but that to me is like an emotional boundary of like, this is horrible. It happened. It doesn't make sense. It'll never be okay. But I have to allow myself to move on from like analyzing it.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
That's been a big one for me because I've had many, many, many hard night sleeps trying to process it in the middle of the night because
Yeah.
the day you're busy.
Right, right. Well, and then there's just also something I think about like when the brain's tired at night, it just, in the middle of the night, for whatever reason, anxiety, it's like across the board. Everyone says that anxiety is just higher and it like keeps people up. They're like
Mhm.
ruminating and it's hard, but you have to make that deliberate, like conscious effort and decision to thought stopping, thought replacement, shift to something else.
Mhm.
I do a lot of like diaphragmatic breathing, which really, really helps in the middle of the night. I was up in the middle of the night too, and it was like 2 nights ago. Just like spiraling,
Yeah.
and I have to deliberately interrupt it and do something, whether it's
But can you go back to
breathe.
sleep?
Yeah, but I have to work at it,
Yeah, it's hard. I
I have
used
to work
to
at it.
pride myself. Oh my gosh, no, I sleep through the night. Never gonna be like my parents who wake up at 4 in the morning. And here we are.
Here we are waking up at 4.
I can fall asleep really easily, but like 2, 3, then the brain starts going, ugh. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's like interrupting that, emotionally removing myself from the situation. But then with like the stuff I'm talking about, like I almost feel guilty if I'm not giving it attention.
Same. Right. But that's where a friend, colleague of mine shared something with me because we lost a client
Yeah.
and it was really sad. And I was telling her, I was like, I don't know what it is with yeah, I'm very empathic, but I like go to the places
You do.
that the family members go and I like
Yeah.
feel it. And I dealt with this with the breast cancer stuff. And
But that's part of your beauty too, is you really
well,
have the
thank you.
compassion and empathy for others. But yes.
It's a blessing and a curse
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. But she was saying, like, you need to ask yourself, whose sadness is this?
Hmm.
Right. And if it's like, in a way, it's mine because I'm feeling it, but it's like, I'm really feeling for someone else,
Mhm.
which again, that's not a bad thing, but it's all about balance. It can't be
No, it's so true because I am being really vulnerable and
good for you.
sharing, but I put myself like for one person, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are their daughters going to feel like on their wedding
Yep.
day? What are they going to feel like when they have their first baby? Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like imagining all these like very sad moments in their life that are now greatly impacted. And yeah, that's really true. So it's like I'm taking on sadness, not
Yeah.
even knowing
If it's
how
going to even go that way.
right.
So we're projecting.
Yeah.
This is, we all talk about like, oh, projection. This is projecting. We're kind
Yeah.
of assuming that what we're feeling about it is how they're feeling about it, or it's how they're going to feel about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're right, but like most of the time we're not.
And we're not even there.
And we're not even there. Yeah. This is a big one.
Yeah. But you're right. Like, but even that emotionality is exhausting, especially if you're doing it in the middle of the night, right? So yeah, boundary needed.
Yeah.
With self.
Boundaries
Nice.
with self. Yeah. It's
Boundary with
boundaries aren't
self.
always with other people.
Yeah.
With ourselves too. Saying no is a boundary. Saying like,
Mhm.
wish I could make it. I can't make it. It's a
That's
boundary.
not what I'm good at.
Well, that's why we're talking about it. You got to exercise the muscle.
Or, okay, I have a question. If you say no, but you're like justifying and over explaining, like I am working for the day where I'm just like, I can't. Period.
Yes.
I won't be there.
Period.
No explanation. No, I'm so sorry. No emoji.
No emoji. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking about that on the way over too. I was thinking about how and I think a lot of times when we start to justify or rationalize our decision, we actually lose credibility. And it's not necessary, that doesn't necessarily apply to this example where you're saying no to like an event or something, but if someone says like, if you say no to something, no matter what it is, if it's like, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. Like, I just don't like, I don't know. I don't think of
I have
people
to do
are
this,
kind
and
of
I have to do that, and then it's because of this, and I would if I could, but then I have to do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But okay, so this is what's so interesting to me. If someone sent you a message with all the reasoning, you would be like, okay.
Like, okay, you're fine.
But if
Yeah.
someone sent you a message that just said like, I'm not going to be there, you'd be like, oh,
Okay,
oh, okay.
that's fine.
Then why don't we emulate that person?
Because we get in that thing where it's not like, it's the people pleasing, justifying, I got to explain myself. And it's like, we really don't.
No, I mean, sometimes it's nice to give like a reason. So
by
you,
case,
sure,
right? This isn't like a blanket
Sure.
statement.
sure. Yeah.
I don't make blanket statements.
I don't either.
Isn't that a blanket statement? Wait, that's a blanket statement. I never make a blanket statement.
Ever.
Okay. I like this one. Look at each day, view each day as like its own standalone day, as opposed to like, oh my gosh, the week ahead, and then the month ahead, and the next month I have to go here, and there, and I got a little. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna just look at today, and it's kind of a mindfulness too, because it pulls you back into the moment. So we're not.
I was going to say like, isn't that part of like just being in the present moment?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like today is its own standalone day. I'm not even gonna focus on tomorrow right now.
Can you say, but I will do this tomorrow? Or you have to get it all done?
I think that's fine. That like goes into like a whole different thing of yeah. Yeah, I think you can
Okay.
say it could even just be like, I'm not gonna get to that today.
Okay.
You don't have to say when.
Okay.
We don't have to put timestamps.
Okay. So
Right?
make a blanket statement.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
No one should ever make a blanket statement.
Ever.
I really like this one. This is a happy one. Celebrate each other's accomplishments. Like
Oh.
acknowledging other people doing well and being legitimately happy for them.
This
It
is a big
doesn't
one.
take away from our own. It doesn't. And I think we get into like this comparison thing, tit for tat. They have it this way. I have it this way. It's like, you know what? I'm going to just be happy that they got the promotion or that they won the lottery. I don't know anyone actually, I do know one person that won the lottery. Whatever. Like we can be
Or
happy.
they're trying something new, or they got
Yeah.
a new job, or
New car.
this is such a big one for me because I think there's so many women that don't celebrate other women's accomplishments.
Word.
The problem, ladies.
Get on that.
Bring it up. Ask someone what they're doing. Act fucking interested in other people's lives. Say congratulations. How's it going? What's new with that?
Right.
Like, even if you don't really care, like at least give other women like accolades for like what they're doing. Like be on each other's sides.
I agree. Yeah.
So
It's very
anyways.
important. And I like what you're saying, that the whole like we looked at something online not that long ago, and it was instead of the hey, how's it going? How was your summer? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, let's be like what's new with you? Like what's going well? I probably wouldn't say that.
You
to
and I
someone.
looked online?
Or maybe you sent it to me or I saw it. I don't know, but it was somebody, it might have been Mel Ross. I don't know who it was, but like it doesn't always have to be superficially small talk about the same stuff. It's like, let's actually find out, like, how are you enjoying that new job?
So many people do small talk. And I think I don't even want to say, you know what? I'm going to reframe this. I was about to say, I'm not good at small talk. I don't want to do small talk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's be authentic. Let's be real. Let's have real conversations.
Yeah.
Let's not look at each other and then look the other way because we're uncomfortable. Like, humanize yourself, connect with other people. You can at least ask someone something
Yep.
about themselves.
Yep. That's not just like, how was your summer?
Oh,
Which
hi.
it's fine to ask that, but like, let's,
How are you? Oh, good. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just small talk is not something that I mean, I'll do it here and there,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah,
But I think at
yeah.
a certain point, you can just say, like, hey, because here's the thing, guys, we see so much of what's going on in each other's lives on social media.
That's true.
So you can ask about what you see.
Right.
Like, you clearly have seen it. Like, people know you've seen it because they see that you've seen it.
Right.
You can bring it up and, like, just literally act interested in somebody else's life and give them accolades and just be like, that's so cool. Like, good for you or whatever that you have going on.
Right. And again, acknowledging someone else doing well or acknowledging someone
Takes
else's
n-
successes, it doesn't take anything.
No.
It's free and it doesn't minimize our own.
No, if anything, it shows that you're confident in who you are
Right.
and you're able to celebrate others.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that one.
That's a great one. I think that's an entire episode of
yeah. That could
how
be.
people interact and treat and celebrate or don't celebrate one
agree.
another.
I agree. The last one I have is avoid being, I'm just like, I'm not going to be a middleman. I'm avoiding being a middleman. I don't care who it's between. In any domain of life, I don't care. We don't need to be the middleman. You can redirect people, like take it up with the, like, go to the source.
Does this still happen in your life? I feel like I'm
Um,
always the middleman for my kids, but I don't feel like I'm ever put
different.
in that position.
It's different. I mean, and again, these aren't things that necessarily are going on right now for me, but they're
But
just
no, it's a good one.
noteworthy
Mhm.
insights. Like, we don't need to be the middleman. We don't need to be handling other
No, like
people's.
that would be remove that hassle from your day.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, that doesn't involve me. I have enough on my plate.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
What do you think of my emotional life hacks?
I love them.
I love them.
I love them. I think they're really good.
Yeah.
I think little things that we can do day to day to conserve the energy that we have and
Yep.
be able to channel it to where we want to channel it.
Hmm.
Because, once you're exhausted, you're exhausted. And if you still have things to do while you're exhausted,
Then you're
Right.
extra exhausted.
yeah, and you're not doing it to the best of your ability.
Right.
So good. Thanks. Loved it.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think sometimes it's those little tweaks,
Mm-hmm.
just the littlest shifts
Mm-hmm.
in thought process, behavior, whatever.
Yeah.
It really can make all the difference. It can free up a lot of emotional space and then all that, the ripple effect.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the life hacks. If you have one that you like, drop us a comment. We want to know.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, here's the deal. If you like what you hear,
And we know you do.
be sure to like, subscribe,
And write us a review.
that rhymes.